Good morning. Welcome to Grumpy Sheep, Happy Llama. We're coming to you from Eastern Ontario, Canada. So welcome to our new and returning viewers. I am Robin.
I'm Sylvie.
And welcome to our show.
It's been quite the last couple of weeks, I guess you could say.
Yes.
A lot of stuff. Yeah, road trips and shopping.
That's very true. So the last time we saw you was before we went to the forecast calls for yarn.
Yeah.
I think we were supposed to record that weekend, actually.
Probably.
Anyway, our schedule is all messed up, I'm sorry, because we keep going to yarn festivals.
Yes, that one was in Spencerville, in Ontario, which is a little south from Ottawa, I guess you can say. So we enjoy going to that one. It's not very big, but still very nice vendors there.
Yes.
Beautiful yarn choices and fibers and spindles, all local, which is fun to see.
Yes.
So yeah, okay, we're a little bit awkward. Normally we talk about what we're wearing or any knit-alongs that we have. Then we go into our finished objects, into knitting, our whips, spinning, cross stitch, and whatever else that we may have going on. So I'm not wearing anything knitted today, but
I'm wearing the Yellow Brick Rodeo by Lyrical Knits, and this is made with it's made with Knit Picks Hawthorne, and I think this was Train Station, and this, I don't know, this was just yellow. So
cool.
And it's funny because I had the yellow, and then I had to buy the other color to go with it, so I was kind of using stash, but then I had to augment what I had already, so I don't think that really counts, but whatever.
It cancels it, I guess.
But you know, I used up my yellow.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, and so knit-alongs. Knit-alongs, currently we're doing our stash down. That's going on until the end of the year, so just go stash diving for any projects that you want to make. And we have our 12 days of cast on, which we've casted on at the end of the year, 2024, but slowly trying to work on them throughout the year.
Yes.
And we were just discussing about possibly doing a new knit-along probably in August. Yeah. So do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Sure. So we were just kind of trying to figure out what we could do that was different, and to be different and kind of encourage people to do something they don't normally do. So for example, we were thinking of doing an accessories knit along, but try to do it from the point of view if you had to spend most of your time outdoors north of 60 in Canada in winter, what would you like to have on you to keep you warm? So like socks, for example, but not regular socks. Maybe it's knee-high socks. So I think we're going to encourage people to have knee-size socks.
Yeah.
Knee-high.
Knee-high socks, yeah. And yeah, for me, I'm starting to walk a little bit more. I'm doing my best, trying very hard to walk to work. And in wintertime, it would be good to have leg warmers. I've never knit leg warmers. I had some when I was young, but not as an adult. So it'd be fun to knit leg warmers, I think.
I don't think I've ever had leg warmers.
No, not even dancing? It was such the style.
No, I know in the 80s, right?
For me, dancing, we all had our little leg warmers.
No, I didn't have any leg warmers. Yeah, so like I'm going to be making an undershirt shortly. I'll be casting on presently. But it'll be too late for the cow, but I can always make two. So,
if you want.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Will it still be a work in progress, do you think? Do we count works in progress?
It won't be a work in progress.
You'll have it done by then,
I'll have it done by then, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think this time, well, I guess we could. Should we? Yeah, I guess we could. I guess we'll be nice. We can accept whips if they meet the criteria. But we're gonna have a list of criteria.
Yeah.
But that'll start the 1st of August, and let's hope that we have a lot of fun with that.
Exactly. So we'll talk more about that later on. We just thought we'd mention it like that so you could start thinking of what you can knit.
Yeah. Plan. Plan better than I did for my 12 cast on.
Oh well.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our knit-alongs. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go into our finished objects.
I don't have any.
Okay.
Still. It's been how many? This is my 3rd.
It's okay. You're working on them. It's fun.
This is unusual for me to not have any FOs. But I have no FOs.
Okay, well I have an FO. So I'm pretty happy with these. They're socks, but it's okay. I managed to finish them. I started these when we went to Stitch North. We had stopped at Needle in the Hay in Peterborough. And it's a cute little store if ever you're in that area. And these are, I can never say their name, Westshire Yorker Spinners. Did I say that right? WYS.
Yes, West Yorkshire Spinners.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, you were saying it, and then it was like I couldn't think of what the proper order was.
And it's called Wood Pigeon. So it's a nice little pinky gray color, and I thought this would be great for my mom because this is the kind of yarn that she likes to wear for socks. So I'm thinking to put these aside for Christmas for her. Yay, Christmas gift got done. And I knit, it's just plain vanilla socks with the heel flap gusset, and I always do 2.5 needles, 64 stitches. So yeah, I did a cuff down, and I usually do 12 rows, and I 2x2s.
Good.
I'm very happy with that.
Excellent.
Done.
Excellent. Well, if we're talking about socks, I have a pair of socks that I cast on I bought the yarn actually at Forecast Calls for Yarn
Yes.
in Spencerville, and it's also West Yorkshire Spinners.
Is that how we say it? West Yorkshire?
West Yorkshire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't say Shire.
Oh.
Yeah. Unless I guess it's a single word.
I
Then
don't
you're in
know.
the Shire. But otherwise it's Yorkshire. And it's in the colorway Kingfisher. I really like this. Of course it's like a turquoise and orange. They go beautifully together, and so I have it in my, a friend made this for me a long time ago. It's
Nice.
mice and it's orange. And anyway, I turned the heel and I'm going down the foot, but this is my first one.
And that's for your dad, you were saying, right?
No, these are for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Dad. But he doesn't watch us. So, yeah, and we'll talk about the bag later.
Yeah. Okay,
Do
so
you have anything else?
no, those are my only finished objects, and that that
Oh, I
was,
was throwing a whip.
yeah, that's okay.
I have
And
no-
the reason why I finished those is because I was sitting in the back of the car to go to Stitch North and back, and I was sitting in the train to go to Montreal and
Yeah.
back, so that helped me just sit there and knit.
And at Knit City, Montreal too, we spent a lot of
Yes.
time decompressing, sitting
Yeah.
on a table and knitting.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
too.
like how I have as much of my sock done.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it for our finished objects knitting wise. Okay, so whips, you showed your
Yeah, those
socks.
socks. Yeah.
I pulled out too when I went to Knit City. I pulled out my cardigan, the Traveler's Shell by Andrea Mowry. So I'm working on the back. You're seeing the back of the work. I'm working on the back, yes. And I've split for the sleeves here. This is the front, anyways. I'm not too sure what I'm doing with this thing. I'm just trying to follow the pattern.
Yeah.
So I've got a few more repeats of the back to do before I do the shaping, short row shapings for the back. Amy, our friend, is also working on the same cardigan, so that's why I pulled it out, because I don't want her to finish it before me, because she started it after me.
The problem with Amy, not that there's an actual problem, but is that she's a monogamous knitter.
Yes.
Yes, so she tends to, because she's only working on one thing, she tends to get it done
Mind
sooner.
you, yeah, Knit City, she was working on a pair of socks as well. So
Well, she has two things.
yes.
But usually it's only monogamous. So, yeah.
And I think she's thinking about cross stitching. I'm not sure.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not. She'll say, no, I'm not. But she
Okay.
was asking a lot of questions.
Huh. Well, Amy, welcome. Welcome to the dark side.
But yeah, but I was doing a lot of frogging or thinking back, because the repeats are not intuitive. You would think it is, but it is not. And I thought it was just me. But Amy is doing a lot of ripping
Oh,
back
really?
and taking back. So it's like, yes,
Okay.
all right. So yeah, really have to keep track of the repeats. Yeah, I'm just saying. And I had no difficulty when I was doing the shawl, because she has the shawl version as well. I had no difficulty with that one. This one here, for whatever reason, I can't. Yeah. Anyway.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
wonder why. Interesting.
So this I'm knitting with nuage or fibre, and this is the nuage base, and it's like cotton with mohair, I think, together, and it makes like a sports weight, which is beautiful to knit with.
Mhm.
And I almost picked some up at Knit City with a friend to knit this particular sweater, but I think we're gonna wait a bit and order it later on.
Yeah, once you figure out exactly what you need. Yeah. Yeah, because it can be quite pricey. They wanted 11 different colors.
On that sweater, yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be knit with scraps, but we don't have those beautiful colors.
Yeah.
So anyways,
That's funny.
yeah.
Okay, so I have a couple of. Is that your only whip that you brought?
Is that my only whip that I brought?
I don't know. That's what I have.
I think that's my only whip that I brought.
She has more whips. Okay, but she has to come to my house. So
Yes.
She doesn't want to drag half her
Everything.
house.
Yeah.
So my other thing, I think I showed this to you last time, and I had just cast on the ribbing, but this is the V-neck, Fair Isle V-neck sweater by Jameson and Smith, and I have a little bit of the first color section started there. The interesting thing is the gauge normally is really, really nice for this yarn. I think it's I think I'm using a 2.75. Yeah, I'm using a 2.75 millimeter needle. Oh, I got a bend in my needle.
Oh.
2.75 millimeter needle, which would give me a gauge of 32 stitches over 4 inches. And usually it looks really nice, but I'm using the worsted version of Jameson and Smith. So it's this stuff, and it's a worsted spun. So I hope when I block it, it's Shetland Heritage. So I hope when I block it, it floofs a bit, because it doesn't look, in my opinion, as nice as it would have looked had I used jumper weight from Jameson and Smith. So I'm a little bit disappointed. I wasn't paying attention when I ordered the yarn. I just saw the thing and I knew I was going to be meeting my friend Debbie, and I just ordered it, whatever the pattern called for.
Yeah.
And had I thought about it, I probably would have ordered jumper weight, the same colors but in jumper weight. But let's just hope it blooms and fills stuff out,
Yeah.
because that's the difference between color work in worsted and color work in woolen spun. And so I just hope it works out.
Yeah.
So anyway, cross your fingers, please. It turns out. I'm also making
That's cute.
this little bunny. He's supposed to be a bunny. I'm not done, obviously. He has no stuffing or eyes or anything, but his name is Horst. Horst the bunny.
Did you name him that, or is that
No,
the
that's
name?
the
Okay.
pattern name. Yeah, and I should have written down the designer. I'll give it to Sylvie to put in the show notes.
Yeah.
But he's just, this is all acrylic. Somebody recently died and passed on a whole bunch of stuff to me, and one of them was this big sweater quantity for a child of 1980s pattern. It was from Eton.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was a kit that you could buy and 100% acrylic in these crazy bright colors. So I thought, perfect for toys.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
that's what this is made out of, except for this. I thought for a little kid, they might want to rub the bunny's belly.
Yeah.
So I combined stash from my mom, which has mohair in it, along with a lighter weight of wool. It's actually wool, to make the bunny, or the belly, so that little kid can
Yeah,
pet
that's
the
a good
belly.
idea.
Nice and soft and fuzzy.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's going to be Horst the bunny, and I hope I can show him as a completed object next time.
Cool.
So the, not a monster, the elephant in the room, monster in the room, is my leggings.
Yes, everyone is asking her about that.
Everybody's asking me about the leggings. So here are the leggings. I have a bum, and I'm actually up to just shy of my belly button, because just shy of the belly button, I start doing the short row shaping in the back to raise up the back so everything is the same length. And here they are.
Wow, look
So
at this.
I forget how long the legs are. 33 inches, I think, are my legs from my inseam to the ankle.
And you're knitting this with Briggs and Little Sports. Right?
Yeah, Briggs and Little Sport in black. And there we go. And I tried them on, and I'm really happy with them.
Was it hard to put them on? Like, is it like skin tight? Or?
Not skin tight, no, but it's snug.
Snug, yeah.
Yeah, except for in my legs it's snug, but not so much the waist area.
Well, you're gonna put an elastic
for the
around it?
waist.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do an elastic. I'm also gonna do a drawstring.
Okay. Yeah.
Just in case. But I'm gonna do one of those thick non-fold waistbands to put in the waist.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy with them. And then I was even thinking last night, because I like them so much, I was thinking of making another pair, but in sock yarn. Pal sock yarn would be thinner, and I was thinking about doing that. So it would still be warm, but it would be thinner. But I'm just happy with them.
Good.
So I've made these many times, but for other people. So like for my son, my husband, and my son.
Right.
But not for me. So. But as I'm going, I'm making notes on how to change it for next time. So like fewer stitches and so on and so forth. So yeah.
That's awesome.
And I think that's all my active whips.
Yeah, I'm still working on what I call my all sorts socks. You know, the stripy socks with the black stripe. But it's at home, so yeah. Because I haven't really been working on it these past couple of weeks. Because you'll see why I've been concentrating on other stuff. Yeah.
Well, besides all the traveling.
That too.
Yeah, stuff we've been doing. Yeah.
I'm trialing again on the weekend. It's my god nephew's first communion, and he lives out North Bay, so I'll be traveling again to North Bay. But I won't be able to be knitting in the back like I've been doing because I'll be driving.
Right. What a shame. It's nice not having to drive.
Yes, it's very nice.
Yeah.
All right, into spinning.
Spinning.
You've been busy.
I've been busy. So I'm going to do a little segue into the forecast calls for yarn, which took place in Spencerville. It's run by Karen Koth. She runs a couple of different fiber events and does a really good job with them.
Yeah.
We're very happy.
Very, very happy.
that she's doing that. So thank you, Karen.
She's just real quick coming out with another festival August 23rd called Stash It in Kempville.
And that'll be a bigger one than the one in
Yeah.
Spencerville, but both of them are fabulous.
Yes.
They're really, we don't want to miss them ever.
No.
They're really, really good. So the reason I wanted to do a segue is because we went to that fiber festival in Spencerville, and I wasn't supposed to buy any fiber because I have more than enough, plus I have sheep, right?
Yeah.
So I did buy some fiber. This was a bump or a bat that I had purchased from Twin Pine Alpaca, and it's called an art bat. And this is 76 grams or 2.5 ounces, 2.5 ounces or 76 grams. And this was so nice to spin. This was a mixture of merino, alpaca, bamboo, and mulberry silk. And I got 125 yards of 2-ply in this. About a sport weight, maybe a little bit heavier. Anyway, super nice, really nice to spin. So I got that. That was my token thing. And then we had somebody who was selling fleeces, and she was Sweet Sheep, is what she's called. She's near Rockville, Kingston area.
Yeah.
And I don't have her tag with me. I did have it at one point. And I went just to go talk to her. But you can't just go talk to somebody who's selling fiber, right? So she had some sheep that was a cross between Ile-de-France, like the sheep itself was a cross of Ile-de-France and North Country Cheviot. And so their fibers were gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I kind of brought one home. It was raw when I purchased it, but this is it washed.
You were lucky you had nice weather the next day, I think. Right? Is that when you washed it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got up at 5.
Wow.
I was so excited because it was supposed to rain.
Yeah.
So I was going to do cross stitch all day, but then the weather turned out to be really nice. So I ended up washing the fleece instead.
Yeah. Look at the nice crimp on
Yeah,
that.
really, really nice. And very little vegetable matter, even though there's one there. But there's very little vegetable matter. Second cuts, very few second cuts. It turned out to be really, really beautiful. And I'm getting an electric drum carder tomorrow. I've had it open, like that page open on my phone for like a year, saving for it, and now is the time. So I finally ordered it. So yeah. So I'll be getting that. So I can't wait to start picking that apart and then processing that.
That's going to be gorgeous.
Thank
Nice
you.
little fluff cloud.
Thank you. Do you have any spinning?
No. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. I didn't have an FO. So here's some spin the bin stuff. So
yes, that was our other knit along that I forgot to mention.
Oh, you didn't mention it?
Not knit along, or make along or spin along. Yeah, it was spin the bin. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And spin the bin is when you just you will have too many fibers that you've been stacking and keeping and not actually spinning, and you throw them into a bin, make a list, and then start spinning it.
Yeah. So
there's something. This is from Ixchel, I think. Yeah, this is Ixchel, and this is Norwegian sheep. Grotandr. I don't know. I'm not even going to say it. I don't know how to spell or say it. But anyway, it's a Norwegian sheep breed. They used to be quite a popular breed, but because of the pressures of producing more meat in one animal, the smaller sheep tend to have been ignored. But the fleece was really nice. It's a rustic fleece. It's beautiful. I love it. And it was gorgeous to spin. And the colorway is Arctic Volcano. If you go to her website, though, you won't find any more because I bought the rest. Because
so you're out of luck.
You're out of luck, but it's gorgeous. But she has other colors. It's beautiful, and I'll explain what that's for later. If you can remind me later on the hoodie.
Sure.
It's
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So, and this is Three Waters Farm Super Fine Merino.
I like those. Are my colors. I like that.
I know. Yeah, this was a club colorway one time. I don't know when that was. Settling into the twilight. Top of the month, but it doesn't say which month. And it's 324 yards of 2-ply.
Cool.
This is also from Ixchel, and this is North Ronaldsay and Metamorphosis. And this is a mixture of North Ronaldsay, which is a seaweed-eating sheep. So because of that, she also added seaweed silk and BFL and cashmere.
Cool,
yeah, she's really cool. I like her. And I like those colors.
Very seaweed colors.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I also bought from Karen Koth when we went to the Forecast Calls for Yarn last time in August.
Last year, you mean?
Yeah, last year when we went to her last Fiber Fest.
No, was that in Chesterville that you bought that?
It was Chesterville.
Yeah.
Thank you. I had purchased a kit. Do I have the package? Yes, just a second. Sorry, excuse the chest. So, World of Wool, and it's orange glow. And I had purchased this and I spun it all up and I showed it last time. And but she had one left. So I asked her if she could set it aside for me so I could buy it this time. And I did, so that's what I'm spinning. And that's one of the ones. I have finished another one, but I haven't applied it yet. It's on my wheel.
Cool.
So that's all my spinning.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not.
No?
Sorry. Wait, there's more.
Oh, wait.
So after our what?
That's a nice brand. Oh, that's yours.
Yeah, it's mine.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, thanks.
That's a nice color.
This is Hope. So we had our sheep shearing, which is another reason we were delayed with podcasting.
I'll show some clips at the end. I didn't take lots.
We were busy.
I'll show you some clips after, yeah.
They were too busy talking. So I was inside working and they were
busy
talking.
Exactly, we're busy skirting as
well.
well.
But you were talking. So then, because you were talking, you weren't cooking and stuff.
We weren't what?
You weren't thinking about getting
okay.
pictures. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I got some.
Oh yeah, but I mean like usual. They were having way too much fun, which is good.
We kept saying, "Are we done yet? How many more sheep?"
And I only have 14 now. I used to have over 40 before.
I know.
And you guys didn't
I feel
ask
like
then.
Forever. And we're older now.
Time runs differently, I guess. Anyway, and plus it kind of felt like, to me, we should have been close to the end, but every time I looked in the stall where the other sheep were, it seemed like they were like those gremlins when you add water and then they populate.
That's how we felt.
Yeah, that's yeah. Anyway, whatever. It'll happen again next year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So there was a sheep that was born in 2020, right after lockdown.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of lambs born, and the first one was Hope. And I remember I went onto our little chat and I said,
I remember that. Yeah.
I have a lamb.
Yeah.
That's born earlier than I expected, so I guess the boys got out early.
Yeah.
And so what can we call her? And I think somebody had suggested, it was H year, so somebody had suggested Hope.
Yeah.
So because I'm shearing again, so just before I started shearing again, I thought I should start going through, and now that I'm retired, I can start washing my fleeces.
Yeah.
So I did, so this is Hope. So I thought, I'm going to keep this year's too, and so I thought what I would do, I'm spindle spinning this.
That's gorgeous. I love that color.
Thank you.
Nice. Dark rich brown.
Yeah, so I'm spindle spinning all of this, although I am plying it on my wheel.
Yeah.
But I'm spindle spinning this, and this is going to be, I'm combing this one because it's really long and it's more hairy. So I'll be using this for warp. I have another one on my spindles. I thought at first because it was a shorter fiber, it would be good for weft, which I'll still use it for weft, but I had hand carded it, but it didn't want to be hand carded. It spun, it complained when I was spinning it. So then I combed it. It loves being combed. So therefore it's going to be combed, but I'm going to mark it. Like this is marked as weft because it's longer. My other one will be marked as warp. And I will use that and I will weave a fabric. So, but I don't think I'm going to have enough because there's a lot of loss when you're combing.
Yeah.
So, and I'm just going to go through and I'll get what I get and do what I can. And if I need to add in another sheep, I have a couple of sheep with similar colors, then I'll do that. But
so when you spindle, is it your drop spindle or your
my drop spindle? Okay. Yeah, my drop spindle.
Cool.
Yes, thank you. So now I'm done the spinning. Sorry.
Okay. Got any cross stitch?
What, got cross stitch? Yeah. Do I have cross stitch? Yeah. Do you?
Sure.
Did you bring them all?
Well, what do you mean by all?
Well, all your active whips?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was
like. All. Yes. Okay. So we're both we're both doing The Extraordinary Bird by LolaCrow, and yay, we've got to finish the frame. Mm-hmm. So that's awesome. I'm gonna pull out the frame, and we're both working on another clue thing, thanks to Jane.
Yes.
So this, what fabric is this? 32?
Yeah, it's 32 count.
Yeah, 32 even weave.
Uh-huh. And it's going to look the same, of course.
Yeah.
Because we have the same fabric, although our spots are in different locations.
Well, pretty
And
much.
mine's wrinkly.
Well, so is mine. So we got the frame done, 32. So the fabric is 32 count. And we're cross stitching using 2 threads over two, so two holes on the fabric. And there's a little bird there that came with the clue, 2 birds. I didn't do any back stitching yet.
Oh, my back stitching was done.
Oh, you're good. So the first clue came out on Friday. So I started a little bit over here. You can see some blue. So it looks like it looks like a little pond, and it's going to be, what's the bird's name? It's kind of like a,
I don't remember. I barely had time to even look at it.
I forget the name of the bird. Oh my god! But it's those one of those birds with the long legs that likes to.
A heron?
It looks like a heron, but it's not a heron. It has like a flat beak. Anyways, and I think it's a bird from Europe somewhere. We don't have those kind of birds here.
Okay.
Anyway, so that.
I haven't had time to even. I think I looked at it and went, "Yeah, another clue,"
Yeah.
but I haven't had time.
Well,
Since Friday.
Jane brought her cross stitch, but I don't think she even touched it while we were in
she did, and
Montreal.
then she put it away. She said, "I can't do this.
Yeah.
We're talking too much. There's too much going on."
So we have 1 week to finish the clue because she's doing every week. She's come out with a new clue.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 little breaks where you have 2 weeks in between, but that's not for a while yet.
Right. And then the other clue that we have is for the burrow.
Yes.
Stitch along, and that's by
Quintanilla.
Something like that.
So this was when we were at the Spencerville Yarn Festival. Anyways, Jane was talking about it.
And on the drive home.
And Jane kept talking about it. And so it sounded too good every time. So yeah, on the way home, I bought the pattern.
As did I.
And because she's overseas and it's not, I guess she's very independent.
I think it's Estonia?
Yeah. She sends the clue out on her own, so you don't get it automatically. So we were getting very impatient that we weren't getting the clue or the pattern. So we kept bugging Jane. Anyways, Jane was nice enough to
share the first
share
clue
it
until we got it finally from.
And then we went to Michael's on our way back home.
After a fibre fest, yeah. So we could get everything we needed. But luckily this one uses only 3 colors.
Yes, which
so
is nice.
It's kind of a palette, like it's kind of a holiday after cross stitching a whole bunch of different colors.
Yeah.
So this is clue 1 and just the start of clue 2. So it's going to be, and the 3 colors, it's just very relaxing.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it.
So it's called the burrow tale. So yeah, so it's 11 animals in an oak tree, and and for her, every time she comes out with a clue, she talks about
Sorry, you can't see the owl.
She talks about a folklore. Oh my god.
Folktale?
Yeah, of that particular animal. Now, this is what happened to me. I kind of pulled a robin.
Uh-oh.
I cut my fabric.
Oh,
too short. So my second clue is not going to fit there. It's not going to fit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm looking at the backwards.
Did you cut it too short or you went the wrong way?
No, I cut it too short because I cut it to the design size.
Oh.
So I took out this fabric that I had. So I'm going to do it on this color.
Okay. Well, that's nice. It's a stormy sky color.
Yeah, it's a 28 count as well from Picture This Plus. Picture Me Plus. So I'm redoing it. But we have 2 weeks to do this one, so it's not too bad. Maybe I'll get a chance to catch up.
Yeah, so that clue comes in every 2 weeks.
But yes, I'm enjoying it too because, like Robin said, it's the one color with a few pops of the orange or the green. And it's definitely a lot quicker to stitch because you're not changing colors constantly.
Yeah. So after we came back from Stitch North, I was still in the stitchy mood.
Yeah.
And plus we have our friend Dory that we met at Stitch North, and she has her own podcast, Dory 023.
Oh, yes.
Is
Yep.
it 023 or 123?
Yeah, I had it on here the last time we were podcasting, but I could put it there again.
Okay, so she's really nice, and she has a lot of whips.
Yes.
And she's doing this thing for May where she's casting on one one new project every Monday for the whole month. So I was inspired by that, but I obviously not going to cast on that many because I don't have time. So this was a kit I had purchased from Caterpillar Stitch, and this is all the clues have been given out because I was late, and I was waiting too because I'm having problems importing my completed sections into my new stuff, bringing it into Pattern Keeper. So anyway, it's just a bunch of words, but happy words, and I forget happiness blooms or something blooms.
Well, that has resilience on there.
This has resilience, yeah.
Okay.
So, and I have a dinky little frame because I guess I need more frames. It's like this.
You need to take it out of the frame so you could use your frames on other things.
Yes, but I was kind of working on all of them in one day, so I didn't feel like doing that.
I understand.
Yep. So, because I had a day where I just switched, and then on my birthday, I had a birthday.
Yes.
And so I thought that I would do a birthday cast on. Oh, I have another project. Sorry. Crap. Anyway, so for my birthday, I love Baba Yaga. In the mid-90s, there was a book published by Orson Scott Card called Enchanted. And it's kind of like a Sleeping Beauty kind of story that happens in Ukraine. And I loved that book. And then I read it a few years later, and I wondered if I would love it as much.
Yeah.
And
You did.
I loved it. And it's about Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is the bad guy or bad woman. So I have this kit from the Witchy Stitcher. I'll see if I could. Oh, I have the proper thing. So I purchased the kit from her, and this is what it looks like.
Cool.
And I've been I've had this in my stash for at least 3 years. Could be 4, but at least 3 years. And I thought, I love Baba Yaga. I've had this in my stash for a while. I'm casting on for my birthday.
Or starting it for your birthday.
Starting it for my birthday. You know what I'm talking about, right?
We all do.
Yeah. So that's what I did. And I didn't get terribly far, but that's okay. Oh, it goes this way. Yeah.
Oh, that's still a lot though.
So and Jane gave this to me.
Cool.
Well, she lent it to me and then she just said you can keep it.
So I'm gonna start. So along with the 2 mystery stitch alongs that we're doing, I decided I'm gonna take the my whips that I have, and I'm going to rotate them every 2 weeks. So this rotation until the 24th of May. I'm going to try to work on it a little bit every day. Going to try. Anyways, this is my Downton Abbey with Black Needle Society. They came out with like a virtual retreat, and this year's was the Downton Abbey. So this is part 1 of 4, I think. Part 1 to 4. And next year they'll come out with another part. So I got a fabric at Stitch North called London Fog.
Oh yeah.
And I got some floss from them too. I'm not doing it. I was going to do completely with Roxy floss, but it's not working out the way I want it to work out. So I'm just going to use some of it with some DMC. But this is the top of the castle right now that I have. Again, this is on 32 count, 2/2. So yes,
very nice.
What I am currently working on. Thank you.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to start thinking about a birthday one.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So
this is the other one. This was.
Yes.
Oh, that's the back. Good. Because I was like, wow, that doesn't look very good. But that's the back. So this was the retreat stitch for last year's Stitch North retreat.
Like
and at first I had shown you the same thing basically, but not quite finished. I was trying to do it in hand.
Yeah.
But it looked awful. So I ripped it out and I'm restarting it, and I'm doing it in a frame. And this looks like, or will look like,
that's beautiful.
this. It is really pretty.
That's from Tiny Modernist. Right?
Yeah, it is. Tiny Modernist. And this is done with Roxy floss. My other things that I showed you were DMC floss. And this is a bag that I got at Stitch North. So I guess that's 4 active.
Yeah.
I'm getting crazy.
You could rotate them.
I can rotate them, and I will rotate them.
Yeah.
But the clue ones, of course, I'd like to get done.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, that's 5. Crap, I can't even count. It's 5.
Jeepers creepers.
Yeah, so that's the cross stitch stuff that we're working on.
Whew. Okay.
So now on to other stuff like the fairs that we went to, the fiber festivals.
Yeah, I didn't bring everything that I purchased at the Forecast Calls for Yarn in Spencerville.
This was the colorway.
I did get that.
Yeah, by Pretty Strange. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's gorgeous for sure.
It's really gorgeous.
Yeah.
So that's her yarn for Spencerville 2025 limited edition.
Yes.
I don't know if she has any left, but if you like it, you can always try.
Yeah.
She might be able to dye more if you ask her.
Yeah.
If you send her, she's on Instagram too, so you can message her that way.
Yes. So when we were at Knit City, I got this on my second day because I found out it had a zipper on it. So I got the Knit City tote bag, which is really cool that they have some spindle in there, like Robin was saying, and other notions, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I also got this little small project bag as well.
Very nice.
I didn't get a whole ton actually. I got it. So normally when we go to Knit City, we say what's our Knit City project, whatever. And so, what were you gonna say?
Well, for Rhinebeck, we always chose a Rhinebeck sweater we'd make, and then because we planned to go for 5 years, we actually had, by the time we went, we had 5 different sweaters behind us, or four different sweaters anyway. So, but this year, these guys were chatting on the train.
Yes, because it was, I took the train along with Jane, Amy, and Anna, and we stayed there the whole weekend. And this one here, Robin, Tiffany, and Joe met us on Saturday morning, spent the day shopping with us, and we had lunch and dinner, which was fun, and then they left that same evening.
Yeah.
But anyways, when we were on the train, we were looking at different patterns and talking about what we were looking for at Knit City, and somehow we got on the subject of helical knitting, and and so that's how we decided to knit these socks from Hoki Locatelli, which has been in my favorites forever, which is I Dream of Paris, or Dream of Paris socks.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the socks that we're knitting. And then we were talking about tin can knits, and then someone was talking about the Besties hoodies, and I don't think I ever even saw the Besties hoodies. So when I looked at it, I was like, oh my god, I love it. I said we should knit that as our sweater, and everybody looked at me strange because it seemed to be knitted for maybe younger people, like teens, I guess. But the tin can knits have sizes for everyone, from like baby all the way to whatever size you need. And I thought, think of colors that you would like, and you don't need to have it so colorful if you don't want to.
Right.
You could just have your kangaroo pouch or the hood different, or your ribbing different, or whatever. So
all kinds of options.
Yeah, so some people seem to be more excited than others, but anyways.
Well, some people said, no, I'm not making it. But they were slowly convincing them, I think, right?
That's fine.
Because there are other variations. You can do the hoodie, you can do a sweater without the hood, but then a kangaroo jacket or jacket pocket, or just do like a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
So they're all, and you can do, and the good thing is too, they have all different weights of yarn.
Yeah.
All the way from fingering to
worsted.
No, I think it even went to Aran weight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can do anything really. So it's pretty cool. So when they were mentioning it, it's kind of like, oh, I still have flashbacks to the Montrealer and how that was like a never-ending sweater.
I agree. I knitted that Montrealer as well for my son at the time, and it took forever, it felt like, yes.
But then I was thinking, because it's color blocking, you have your sleeves different colors, the hood different color, and the pocket, I remembered that I had purchased all the rest, of this yarn. And the reason I purchased it, because I was thinking about stripes, and so I thought what I would do is break apart the colors, and then because they all go together, and then make a sweater with color sections of all the different colors in this. So then I thought, well, that's perfect, because that announcement of the hoodie, the Besties hoodie, came right after I kind of hit purchase and was thinking about what I wanted to do.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was very serendipitous.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought, well, perfect. I'll have a sweater that matches because these colors all go together.
Yeah.
And then I'll have a cohesive hoodie if I choose to do a hoodie.
Yeah.
I might do the hoodie.
Yeah.
And because I'm only 5 on the inside, so why not, right?
Exactly. So I decided, I looked around at Knit City and I stopped at Sweet Paprika. And so I'm going to do the body of my hoodie with this beautiful brown color called corduroy. My hood is going to be this one, which is what? Shiitake. Yep. I was seeing some other word.
Should take.
I was gonna say that. That's why I was like, what, really? My sleeves are gonna be this beautiful heather. That's gonna be my sleeves.
So basically what she's wearing right now.
Yeah. And my kangaroo pocket's gonna be this beautiful yellow.
Nice.
Honey Dijon.
Very nice. Yeah, Tiffany definitely has a theme. Tiffany. Oh my God. So
Tiffany has a theme?
you have a theme. Well, so
Oh.
does Tiffany. So does Tiffany.
Yeah.
But you forgot my name earlier, so I'm okay.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I know. Yes. So, so that's the Bestie's hoodies. The Dream of Paris socks. I went to see Rose Hill Yarns, and I really didn't know them all that much. Actually, I love their colorways. Did you know about them in Alberta? They're out in Alberta, I'm pretty sure.
Probably. I mean, they're probably from Alberta.
Yeah.
You know.
We won't go there.
We won't go there.
But yeah, their colors are gorgeous. So I found these socks to go for it. For the Dream of Paris, lavender and French, which I think was perfectly for those socks. So I'm gonna knit that with that.
Good.
I also got from Rose Hill. This I saw on their Instagram, and I was like, oh, I need to get that because I like the name Vintage Punch Bug.
Yeah. Nice.
And then I had to stop at Scrumptious Pearl.
Of course.
And I got cake for breakfast.
Because that's our tradition. Whenever we go to a fiber festival, we always pick up a bottle of Scrumptious Pearl.
Yes. And she's gonna I'm gonna keep an eye out on her website because she had a special with thread and maple, or maple and thread, thread and maple.
Thread and maple.
So with a little needle kit and ball of yarn, and I love that color that she dyed for. And at the time, it was you could only purchase it with a kit. But it looks like so many people have been asking for it that she might just have that particular colorway on her website in the next couple of weeks. So I'll purchase that too.
Good.
I think. But this I think I'm going to do a Musselburgh with. Yeah, I said I would never knit a Musselburgh again, but I think I'm going to do a Musselburgh with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Sorry, it took me a second to process what a Musselburgh was.
Oh,
That was me trying to retract some files.
Yeah.
So I had already made the I Dream of Paris socks. I had made it for a friend. So I thought I would make them for me this time. And instead of like making stripes, I just thought I'm going to use Scrumptious Pearl.
Sure.
And she can do the striping work. So there that is. And then what I did was I bought matching minis to go with it so I can do the other bits of that pattern.
Yeah.
So that's from Scrumptious Pearl.
That'd be pretty.
Thank you. My other, I guess we're doing acquisitions, eh?
Yeah, I think we're in acquisitions. Sorry, guys.
Without announcing it. That's what we're doing now. So my other thing that I'm doing, this is from Alberta.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Ginger snap.
Ginger Snap. I am making the Alpine Bloom tea. That's the main color. And this is going to be the contrast color. And they did this really interestingly. So these are gradients. And so 2 50-gram skeins of a gradient, and you make them back to back. So you start off with one color and then end with another. Whatever you end with on one skein, you start with the next skein, and then so it's opposite. So you have like yellow, pink, ending with yellow. So that's what I'll be doing with that. And then this is your, and I really hope, I'm worried I don't have enough main color, but I hope I do. She said that I do, but I always like to have an extra one for the pot.
One for good luck?
Yeah. So anyway, I went with her. So if there's a mistake, I'll go back and say, you said. But that's what I got from them. And also at Sweet Paprika, I also bought, I don't have enough solid color yarns. I have gorgeous yarns, but most of them are wildly colored or not so wildly colored, but they're not solid. I don't have enough solid yarns in my stash. So I went on a mission to pick solid yarns, but I'm not going to go through those because they're just.
But she got every color, let's just say pretty much. Very, very close.
Well, it feels like it. I went to Sweet Paprika, I had fun there, and they had this book. And I picked up this book.
Oh, that's where you picked it up from.
From Sweet Paprika Design. Or people don't, how do you say paprika? I say paprika.
I say paprika, but.
Okay, let's try some
like
different syllable.
It's like tomato, I guess.
Right, okay. So I got this book, it's very cute, and then somebody said, but who are you going to make those for? And I said, I don't care. I just like making kids' clothes. So it's very nice. It's a very nice book. Has many, many things if you have kids or grandkids.
Or just want to knit for kids.
Or just want to knit for kids. It's a really nice book. It has a myriad of patterns. It's got overalls, it's got leggings, hats. There's the hats.
That's a nice pattern.
It's got, did I say mittens? It's got mittens, socks, slippers, cardigans. Like, look at this gorgeous cardigan.
Yeah.
So there's that cardigan there. So lots of beautiful things. So I felt that was worth picking up, and I did.
Good.
Do you have any more acquisitions? Because I have one more.
No, I don't. Well, I bought this cute little kit from Fancy Nancy. So she was just outside the market hall, and she has a whole bunch of different notions for sewing, and I thought that was really cute. Cute little kit. Little tin, I guess, and you just, the little goodies.
Oh, it has a little tray.
Yeah, I
Oh,
thought that was
that's
really
really
nice.
nice.
But yeah, no, I think that's pretty, all my goodies. Oh, and
I have one more. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, go ahead. No, it's more of a delivery that I got from Tiffany.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about that in
Yeah.
a second. Yeah, I have it out as well. So my last acquisition that I got was a beautiful spindle.
Oh yes.
Where's the label? This is from, and I saw them at Knit City, Toronto. Alexina Hicks.
Yes.
That's her business card. We will put that in the project notes as well. I got from her. I wasn't supposed to buy anything, you know, like spindles. I already have this bowl, but look at how that just happens to match the wood.
Oh really, eh?
Yeah, just
That's
happens
cool.
to match it. So this is a nice little, almost a Russian style, kind of. But it spins beautifully. And I guess she makes the fiber and her husband does the woodwork. And with this, I could get 2 different whirls. So, and it fits on the end. So you have to try them all to make sure it's gonna fit. But it spins like the dickens.
It does.
So I have this one.
You can't even tell you're spinning it right now.
I know, it's crazy, hey? So I have this one. And then I have this one.
Do you notice a difference between the two, or it's just for looks? Like for personally, do you notice a difference? Not really.
Not with these two
It's
so
just
much
your
because they're
preference.
kind of almost
Yeah.
the same idea with the hollow center and outside. But I was able to have 2, so I just went and picked the ones I like the most.
Cool.
So that's the other one. So this is gorgeous, and I don't know if that switches the right way or the wrong way. Probably doesn't matter.
No, I don't think so, eh?
No, I think will spin just as well.
Yeah. Whatever you want. Whatever
Yeah.
you're feeling like.
So I haven't done anything with it yet because today's Monday and we went on Saturday.
Yeah.
And yesterday was a busy day, so
Yeah.
no time to play.
Oh no.
I know.
So yeah, that was all our fun.
Mhm.
After Stitch North.
Oh wait,
though.
before we should go, it was so cool. We feel like we're somebody.
Oh yes, we met some people, which was really
They
nice
came
that
to
they came
us.
to say hi.
And they came to say hi. I think I had 5 people who knew us.
I met 2 people.
And that's okay. And then it was so nice because at one point we were sitting at a table and somebody came up to us and said, "You told us to come say hi if we saw you, so we're coming to say hi."
Yes, and that was Kathleen. Hello, Kathleen.
Yeah, it was super nice. And then and it was funny because then somebody pointed out we're sitting in the same way at the table, so it was easy for people to recognize us.
Yeah, that was funny.
It was kind of
We
funny.
were just missing the picture frame.
Yeah, that's true. And the blue wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was so nice.
Wendy.
And Wendy, Wendy Bradley was there. She has us on Instagram. And you know who she has us with? It's so cool. We feel like we've made it. So she has pictures of us, her with us, like a selfie with us. She has pictures with the grocery girls, and she has a picture with Andrea Mowry. So all in the same thing. So you flip through, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. We're in the same section as those 2 guys. So thank you very much, Wendy.
Yes.
It was really nice meeting you.
And to everyone else who came by to say hello.
It was.
Nice to see
And
you.
unfortunately, there was one woman, I was so hungry and I just needed a coffee. And she came to talk to me. And I'm so sorry. If you're watching, I'm so sorry. She was tall, had brown hair. And she came to say hello. And I said hello. So nice that you came to say hello. Thank you for saying hello. And that's all I said. And I didn't ask her name. I didn't because I was completely out of it. And I feel badly. I was really, I just needed
we can
something
be
to eat.
shy too sometimes, I think.
Yeah,
So,
because people come and say hi and we wonder why you're coming to say hi. So, which is maybe silly, but
yeah,
you know.
anyways.
Yeah.
But we appreciate it.
We sure
certainly
do. It feels really nice. So thank you very much for all of those people who came to say hello and recognized us.
For sure.
It was one thing where this one girl recognized us, but she couldn't quite place us. And she said, "You look really familiar." And I said, "Well, yeah, so do you. Did we go to school together?" "Oh, no, you're too young for me to go to school with you." And then she made some comment, I can't remember what it was, but it referred to my age. And I said, "Thanks a lot." So anyway, she was really nice too. So
Yeah.
it was just very nice. So thank you very much for anybody who came to say hello to us.
For sure.
And I hope that if you ever see us out in the wild, that you do come and say hello.
Yes.
And we apologize if it's an event where we've burnt ourselves out and we're not exactly as
Talkative.
talkative as we might be here in my kitchen.
or elsewhere.
Or elsewhere, yeah. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're going to talk about, can we kind of talk about So Siobhan?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, so Siobhan, she's fabulous. She goes to all the local stuff near the Ottawa area, and it's fabulous because I think I get something from her every time I see her. She sells pieces of fabric.
Yeah.
She sells handmade bags of all different sorts. They're very beautiful. A lot of them are quilted. They're very well made. I think I showed last year where she had a spindle case.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't really a spindle case, but I use it as such. And it holds one of my spindles and the fluff that I'm spinning.
Actually, if you go back a few podcasts, last summer's podcast, we did do a Stash It. We interviewed pretty much all the vendors at Stash It. And we did talk to Siobhan, and that's when you bought that particular case. So if you want to know more about her, you can definitely go back to that particular podcast. But and check out her website too.
Yes, and she also has kits if you want to make your own bag. She sells the pattern and also the whole kit. She also has a pattern that's free that you can get from her website, download from her website to make a bag. But this year at the Fort Cass Calls for Yarn, she had these bags on.
Yes.
Sylvie didn't bring her bag, but she'll tell you what it says.
So mine,
this is this one. It makes me giggle. I love it.
Mine is the same color, like the same gray, the same style, except the small square is gray.
It's like this, eh? And pink?
Yeah, like more on the pink. The same color. The zipper is pink and the inside is pink. And mine says, "I like pretty things," and I'm gonna say it, and the word "fuck." So that's what I liked about that one.
This bag really. This is the first one that I got. It made me laugh so hard because I was talking. My husband and my cat had this special relationship, and I don't remember what happened, but anyway, the cat was outside. I said, "You gonna let her in?" And he's like, "Well, it's not my cat, it's your cat. You can deal with whatever," because he was mad at the cat for doing something. So anyway, so then because of that, I saw this bag, because he was saying that the cat's my cat. So now I have this bag and it says the cat and I talk shit about you. So I saw this like right after that whole incident with the cat and Stefan saying it was my cat.
Did he see that? Did you show him yet?
Yeah, he didn't think it was funny.
No.
Oh, but it makes me giggle. I love it. Her bags are so nice.
Yes, they're not all like that. She's not really no.
Oh yeah, she's got. This was just a little collection that she had, and and now that I'm retired, I can swear if I want to.
I swear anyways.
I know. But anyway, they're really nicely made. It's a nice stiff fabric. The sewing is really good.
Yeah.
It has a little tab, at least for this bag, it has a little tab on
like
the
a
zipper.
Corkscrew almost.
Or cork fabric.
Yeah, cork, yeah. Well, you know what I mean.
Yes, cork fabric. And the same thing with this bag. I mean, it has a little tab for the zipper, and at this end, it's got a piece of fabric to hold there. Anyway, they're really well made, really nice, and she has a whole different selection. Even my wallet. A little bag I use for my wallet that I purchased from her a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Cool.
Really nice. So, thank you, Siobhan. Oh, this is her card. So, Siobhan.
Yes.
And we will link her information in our show notes.
So,
you were going to show the trouble we got into?
The trouble we got into.
You're going to tell the whole story?
Well, I'm not even sure how we got into this trouble.
I know how we got into this trouble. So
all I know is
I'll tell. So we were coming back from the fumes of retreat, and Carolyn of Evertote had talked about she was going to do some smalls for her birthday. So then Tiffany went into we have a little group chat, and she went onto the thing and said, "Oh, look, here it is." And it was so...
Yeah, and we completely forgot that she happened to mention that she was going to come out with it more in June, July.
Right.
Anyways, go ahead.
So we all just went, yay! And then we bought it. And then we all purchased it, and then I was looking at it later, and I was like, wait a minute, this is for last year's birthday. It's not this year's birthday.
Yeah.
But luckily, she still had all the kit and all the stuff, the extras that came with it, which was really nice, even though it was for last year.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, so purchase for the kit, and Jane and I were talking about it, and we're like, we don't even know what's in that darn kit. I even forgot what the chart was, but I knew it was a chart that I really wanted. Anyway, so it was a lovely surprise. So when they came down on Saturday, Tiffany was nice enough to bring the box for Jane and I. So we had a little opening in our hotel room. So basically it came with this chart, which from the Artsy Housewife. I like her a lot. She's got really nice patterns. So it came with this chart, with this beautiful needle minder, which is just gorgeous. Got the scissors to go with it too. Got some fun dip and bracelet candy, and the Roxy floss to go with it as well.
And did you get a glow stick?
I got a glow stick as well. And it came with this beautiful fabric also.
Oh, I didn't even open it.
No, it's called Buttercup, which is so sweet.
Pretty.
Yeah, it's beautiful Buttercup. 30. I got the 36 count. Originally, I was not going to get it because they didn't have the 36 count. So I was like, I'm not going to get it. And Tiffany.
Does it say 36? I
Yeah,
don't know.
Tiffany, she's very good at finding stuff. Anyways, did say there was some left over, and so I got the 36 count.
See, I haven't even opened it. That's the sticker on the front of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I got.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
Well, fabric-wise, I don't remember.
Well, the fabrics, well, the count you mean at least.
Oh yeah, 36 count. So the same as you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, very nice. So that's kind of the, now we're not going to do any fiber festivals or anything, but we still have to wait for Carolyn to come out with this year's birthday.
Yes. Which she's doing with modern folk embroidery.
Yes.
Which I'm thinking is going to be very nice because it's going to be different smalls, she was saying. So I'm not too sure exactly how that's going to work.
No.
Anyways.
And we've booked for Stitch North for next year.
Yes, we have.
It was really
one.
It's really funny because we were doing it like when you buy spindles from the Woodland Woodworking.
Yeah.
Refresh. Because she said 5 o'clock at this time, Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So I was sitting there, refresh. And then it was 5:01 and it still hadn't shown the thing.
Yeah.
And then 5:02 it came through, but I think there were still seats for sale.
Yes, I think we were just too excited.
I think so. We just
That's
wanted
okay.
to make sure we went.
Our spots are reserved, and our table mates as well, they have reserved. So we're...
And I think we have a hotel room.
Yes, we do.
So we're good to go. Now we just have to wait a year. And Stefan was like, I was telling him about it. He said, what kind of crazy people buy their ticket a year ahead? Well, we did. And we did the same thing last year too.
A lot of people have, because on the Facebook page of Stitch North, you see a lot of people said, bought my ticket. And they've also reserved as well. So it's not just us. There's a few out there as well who are just as excited.
Exactly. So I think that is everything.
My God, yes. So now we're done shopping. Now we got to start making.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
It'll be crazy. A lot of stuff to do. And I only have how many months until I have to leave now?
When is it that you're leaving?
I'm leaving September 1st. But I'm going to my dad's in August.
That's what it is. Yes.
So I'll be gone for a bit. But then I'll be off the grid for like 6 weeks.
I know. Well, not off the grid, but you'll be...
I'll send you pictures.
Yeah.
You can do the podcast by yourself and say, and here's Robin.
Yeah.
Waiting for a train.
Here's Robin lost somewhere in Europe.
Yeah. Somewhere at the corner of Walk and Don't Walk. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I probably will.
Well, it's a bit normal. You're going somewhere you've never been.
Yeah, and I have I've only got my first 4 days figured out.
Yeah? Are you just going to go with the flow?
Well, I think I just need to spend more time doing research and try to figure it out. But a lot of it's I know my end of my trip. I'm going to Shetland Wool Week.
Yeah.
And I know my dates for catching my plane and coming back to the mainland for that, the mainland of England for that. But the rest of it, I have to book my ticket to get there, from Canada.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff I haven't done yet, but I will get there. And then figure out the rest. I don't know.
It'll be okay.
Fly by the seat of my pants.
You'll figure it out.
Fly by the seat of my
Sometimes,
leggings.
yeah, exactly. Sometimes that's the best.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll see.
All right. Yeah.
But I might be meeting some people. So Ange,
yes.
from Yarn and Yarns.
That'll be cool.
Welsh Hetty.
Yeah.
She's from Instagram and she watches us.
Cool.
And she's also going to Shetland Wool Week.
Ooh,
so
that's
I'll
fun.
see her there as well. But I'm hoping to meet up with her in Wales because I have to go see Doctor Who's hometown. I haven't booked a place there, but I know how I'm getting there by train.
Okay.
So I've got that part figured out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, more to follow.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're done for now.
I think so.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us today. I'm sorry if we were, I always apologize. We're usually messed up and all askew. We're not very well organized sometimes.
Well, we're organized. We're in a very informal way.
We're informally organized. Yes, that makes sense. Anyway, thank you very much for sitting with us for a little bit. I hope that you enjoyed your time with us.
Yes.
Thank you again for those people that said hello to us.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to us if you're a new viewer, as well as our returning viewers. It's been fantastic. And I hope you will come back. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And apparently you have to ring a bell. Not ring a bell, you have to hit the bell ring. Otherwise we don't show up in your feed.
Oh.
So we had somebody who said, I didn't even know you made a new podcast or a new episode because they didn't show up even though they've subscribed.
Right.
So if you want to see us, I guess you have to hit the little bell button.
Yeah, the reminder.
Yeah.
I think it's like the reminder bell.
Okay, and then we'll show up in your feed if you're interested. So anyway, I hope you come back. It's been swell. Thank you very much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.